I'm Ted Meyer in Los Angeles, California, and I am with
Shelly Tyshka from Paint to Miracle in Rochester, Michigan.
Phelan from Paint a Miracle in Rochester.
And I'm Jillian Eng, occupational therapist from Innovative Rehabilitation Systems out of Novi, Michigan.
We are all here because Penny had some traumatic brain injury, but everybody got together to help her find a new direction and a new career and a path and to become a successful artist. So Penny, why don't you first tell us about your injury?
Well, I had about 6 years ago, I had an accident, a car auto accident, and I was T-boned, but it also shoved me into a curb, which caused I was like going back and forth with my head. So I sustained a brain injury, and part of it is the computer thing in my brain that it keeps spinning. So even though I know what I want to say, it sounds to me like I'm stuttering and have to talk slower for the words to get to, where they need to be. But I also had, from 3C to 3/7 in my neck, so that I have the nerves in the back of my neck that never healed, and I'm still have very bad headaches that come over the top of my head. I had a torn rotary cuff and 2 biceps that were torn, and I was unable to use my dominant hand, which was what I used to do my work. And so I wasn't able to use the mouse because I couldn't remember how to use the computer. So I ended up having anxiety over that. So that put me into a deep depression.
Well, you look remarkably healthy, so.
Thank you. Looks can be deceiving. But yeah, it took a long time. Therapy, it was, a lot of therapies, cognitive and physical.
What I really want to talk about is how when someone has an injury like this, it involves everybody. It involves the family, it involves the friends, it involves the medical community and all the specialists like you, Jillian. So what did you see in her and how did you get her over to do art?
Well, you're exactly right. With traumatic brain injury, everyone's injury is different, but it can affect a person cognitively, mentally, and physically. And the biggest thing about TBI too is there isn't a you'll be better in 3 months or you'll be better in 6 months. It's kind of unknown what these injuries can do and how a person recovers. And a lot of that has to do with the person and also their support system. Penny has such a unique personality and she does not let anything get her down. So I think that she was really motivated to participate in therapy. So we started from just, the basics, like getting dressed and being able to shower and get back to things that she likes to do. We focused a lot on routine and schedule. So it was helping Penny make a new routine for herself. I mean, patients have to really adjust from working every day to now having doctor's appointments and therapies and different schedule demands that they're also having trouble remembering and kind of adjusting to this new or new normal, because it's not really about getting back to normal. It's kind of getting to that new normal and accepting it. I really need to get to know Penny and kind of what drives her, what motivates her. And Penny has been an artist, but also she's worked a lot on like home interior design. I mean, she's just the most creative person. Luckily, in our community, when we did some research, there was Paint a Miracle in Rochester, Michigan. It's a group-based program. She was participating 1 to 2 times per week, and she was with other individuals that faced different types of injuries and disabilities, but she was able to kind of give out some of her just like stress and anxiety by doing art. So we started to notice a big change in her mood, and she was happier, she was more motivated, she had something to look forward to every week. She was just really excited about the art piece and also the social interaction, and then also how productive and just being able to make something that she was proud of. And Penny definitely has become super successful with her art. It's been really exciting.
So Penny, let's talk about that. You had one career and then you had this terrible injury and it sort of led to something completely new to you.
Yeah, you never think that you're going to have time to really spend, because when I was in the other career, I didn't have time to do, I had the creative part of it going with the kitchen design and the colors and samples and all of that. So, I had the flair, but I needed the time and the capability to move from one to the other. Jillian has helped me a lot cognitively, because when you're an artist, it's not just about the painting. You have to learn to market things. You have to learn, like I did a business card, but I used my own artwork on the business card. She helped me put the information on the card. I wouldn't have cognitively probably been able to do that myself. I couldn't even remember how to use the computer. It's been very challenging for me now because of my brain injury. I couldn't even remember how to turn it on. So Jillian has brought me a long way with that as well.
So Shelly, why don't you talk about how she's come to you and you've watched her in the community?
Well, I think one of the really great things about Penny is that, I mean, she just brings so much hope and enthusiasm and kindness to our classes. And, as you were talking about, I mean, going through that whole grief process of loss when you've had a traumatic brain injury, one of the things that I think Paint a Miracle can really offer people is that ability to thrive post injury. And Penny has really, I mean, she really exemplifies that. And then one of the things I noticed is with Jillian working with her, a lot of our artists, they'll just come to Paint a Miracle and paint here. That's the only art they do. But with Jillian's help, I mean, Penny has set herself up at home. So she has a studio. She's able to create art, and then taking it to that next level of marketing it. We have a local store downtown that we sell a lot of our artwork at the store, and Penny will go and do artist demonstrations there. And one of the things that she capitalizes on is that she will create pieces that she knows will sell. We have this big bright light show at Christmas time in downtown Rochester. The whole town is lit up. And she just started creating these paintings of nighttime in downtown Rochester, and they go like hotcakes.
Yeah.
People love them.
People can connect to it because it's something that reminds them of home.
As we grow as an organization and try to do more things in terms of marketing the individual artist, I mean, Penny's just a perfect person to work with. I mean, you're a joy, and you're talented.
Thank you.
Before your car accident, I'm assuming you had a higher level of autonomy, but now you're sort of part of a team and you have to rely on people. So why don't you talk a little bit about letting someone like Jillian help you, and letting Shelly help you, and letting a whole community help you, because that's a whole different mindset than you had before.
Yes, I think so. I was in retail, and I know how to interact with people. So that really helped me because I had that, but the cognitive skills that I had, I lost with the memory issues. And so I had, really relied on Jillian to help me get through that part of it. And then here, they helped me stay organized. And then it made me want to have my own studio at home. I started with a little tiny breezeway at first, and then I moved and I decided to buy a she shed. You know what a she shed is?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then so that all got, my caregivers helped me even paint on the inside because, they wanted me to be able to expand.
Jillian, your job as an occupational therapist, and then we're going to sort of end on this. You're a caregiver, but here you're also become a business advisor, a social advisor. Part of your job, I would think, is really deciding how quickly and how hard you can sort of insert yourself. How do you do that? Go from let's help you hold a paintbrush to let's get your whole business started.
Well, for sure. I mean, everything that we do in occupational therapy, especially with Penny, was just finding the just right challenge for her. Like always trying to push her to the next level, but not push her too much, because we know that fatigue and some of her cognitive disabilities really came into play. So it was always trying to see, like, she's so amazing with her artwork, and to be able to teach herself to use that knife and be able to paint again and connect with people is so big, especially with TBI. So I think once we did that first event and just seeing how many people were coming to our table and how excited Penny was to talk about her art and something that she created. And Shelly's right, like her ability to connect with people is just amazing, even through her art, but also through the conversation of how she tells her story. So I think just seeing Penny like light up with art and how much progress she was making towards even our occupational therapy goals that maybe she didn't even know that she was making progress towards, because we always kept it fun, interesting, and engaging. So we could work on some of those cognitive skills like memory and attention, all by doing something that she loves, by working on her artwork. So I think just being able to she wasn't even noticing that she was doing therapy. I mean, she was moving her arm physically and being able to sit or stand for 45 minutes to an hour, which was a goal of ours in the beginning. And then watching her progress every time, it was just really amazing to see. And I think you don't want to push someone past their limits. I don't want her to never like art again just because she had to teach herself to do it differently. And that can be really hard. Like you mentioned earlier, you're kind of grieving the person that you were before the accident, or you're trying to think of how you can get by or what can you do now. Like it seemed Penny felt like she was so limited. She couldn't go back to her job with working with others and helping with the kitchen remodels, but now she's reaching even more people, and just being able to help her with that marketing aspect of searching for the next event or trying to figure out what she can do in her community. It's been really amazing, but I feel like I can't take as much credit because I think Penny really is just that person that just goes for what she wants. And she's so positive and just, I love her confidence in herself too. It's been really awesome to see her art grow and just see her grow as a person, and just accept some of these challenges that she's had, but she's made it even better. Like she's just turned it into something so beautiful. Besides her artwork, her as a person as well.
Great. Well, we'll end it at that point because we couldn't find a higher point to end it. Thank you all for talking to me. Thank you all for working together to help Penny, and Penny for doing some great artwork. It was great to meet you all.